Hey guys, it is John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur here, coming at you tonight. This is a Tuesday evening. It's July 26, 2022. Welcome to IFYL, Inspirations for Your Life. Great to have you here. If you are new, well, welcome. There's a QR code for you in the top right. Just use your smartphone, point to it, scan it with the app. You'll be directed over to my link tree. If you're having any technical difficulties getting to my link tree, you can just visit believemeachieve.com. That's BelieveMeAchieve.com. And check out all the wonderful stuff I have there to help you become a better version of yourself and help others become better versions of themselves as well that you care about. Check out John's Daily National Day video. There's lots of great stuff there. And every week we have a master topic that starts on Saturday and ends on Friday. Just lots of great stuff. And if you're coming back, well, welcome back, my friends, colleagues, and associates. So wonderful to have you here. Thank you for supporting me. And hopefully some of the new people will become loyal, just like all of you have been. Our master topic, How to Be a Friend series, episode 4. All right. So we've been talking about this very interesting, I should say, arena. And so let's talk about the next set that's probably really important, right? And that is going to be confidence. Confidence. So when you have confidence, it becomes positively infectious where everyone around you gets confident, right? Maybe you're at this group team building, and this person got up and gave a great presentation, and you really feel pumped. Now suddenly your coworkers feeling pumped, and your boss and your manager and other people feeling pumped, and that's how it works. So when you make a choice, everything in life is a choice, right? So confidence. But let's take a look, first of all, what the heck does confidence really mean? I mean, do we really know what it means? Well, let's ask Merriam-Webster. All right. So according to Merriam-Webster, it's a noun, a feeling or consciousness of one's powers or of reliance on one's circumstances. Faith or belief that one will act in a right, proper, or effective way. The quality or state of being certain. A relation of trust or intimacy, reliance on another's discretion, and support, especially in a legislative body. A communication made in confidence, secret, right? Now, confidence is something that you have to have internally. When you have it and you believe it, here goes back to my saying, believe and achieve, right? So when you believe you have something, you can feel it, it becomes part of you. And your mannerisms, your speech, and your actions elicit that of a confident person. That means the way you clear your throat, the way you breathe, the way you stand, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself when you're walking, even the way you might simply look at a sign or the way you sign your name. When you have confidence in yourself, it just dominoes, right? Same thing happens if you don't have confidence. So it's really important to make sure you stay confident. That is really important because you are going to have people around you that are going to be like, huh, I didn't know that. And they're going to wonder. So when you're confident, other people are just going to be like, oh, I guess they know it. And this is really, really important. I mean, it's like paramount. The next thing I want to talk about, and that is the word time. What the heck are you talking about, John? Well, let's first talk about what the word time is. Time is a noun, according to Merriam-Webster. It's the measured or measurable period during which an action, process, or condition exists or continues, known as a duration. A non-spatial continuum that is measured in terms of events which succeed one another from past through present to future. The point or period when something occurs. an appointed, fixed, or customary moment or hour for something to happen, begin, or end. An opportune or suitable moment, often used in the phrase about time. A historical period, a division of geologic chronology, conditions at present or at some specified period, usually used in plural. The present time, lifetime, a period of apprenticeship, a term of military service, a prison sentence, season, a rate of speed, like a tempo, like in music, the grouping of beats of music, a moment, hour, day, or year, as indicated by a clock or calendar, any of various systems such as sidereal or solar systems of reckoning time, one of a series recurring instances or repeated actions, added accumulated quantities or instances, equal fractional parts of which an indicated number equal a comparatively greater quantity, finite as contrasted with infinite duration, a person's experience during a specified period or on a particular occasion, the hours or days required to be occupied by one's work, the playing time of a game, a period during which something is used or available for use, right? Intervals for the present, once in a while, very quickly or soon. So now we understand what the heck time is. So time is a measure of when something starts and when something ends. It's how we can mark something or indicate something. Now, time is also what we use for setting meetings or being at something so we can all coordinate our schedules. And while we're talking about time, when somebody says to me, John, if I'm on time, is that great? And the answer I say to them is no. If you're on time, you are late. A wise limo driver that still drives for me told me this many years ago because we were actually leaving for a trip. I think it was to the Bahamas with my family. And he was supposed to be there to pick us up, I'm going to say like 6 o'clock. And all of a sudden, somebody rings the doorbell. And I'm going to say it was probably like 5:30. And I was like, it's 5:30. He's like, I said, you're early. He says, yes, I'm on time. I said, well, you had a whole half hour. He says, no, if I was there at 6, I would be late. Or 6, I would be late. I said, oh. So that's when it impressed upon me the fact that, first of all, if you don't show up, you're done. But if you are on time, you are late. So you always want to be early to a job, to any party or a party. Sometimes you go late because it's a customary thing to not be early. But any kind of business situation, or if you're meeting a friend, it's not a party, you're going to be early, right? So time. And so another quality of a good friend, besides confidence being infectious, being able to inspire you and draw it out of you, and just being able to do that, and that's a great thing. That means the next thing, which leads to spending time with them, makes you feel good. So you know you have a friend because when you're with them all the time, you feel good. You love what you're doing. You enjoy it. Time, I don't want to say stand still, but time just sort of flies. And you're really enjoying each other's company. You're not trying to get any out of the situation. You're just trying to enjoy the time and the moments you guys are sharing. And I think that's really cool. And so the bottom line is that time with whoever you're with should be something that you look forward to, not something you drag like, oh my gosh, I got to be with this person for another 35 minutes or another hour. They should love being with you. That's a friend. An acquaintance is someone, well, oh, I got to be with them tomorrow. All right, well, it's a short thing. I won't. Oh, they're at my table. Well, the event's only 2 hours. So we make these excuses, but you want to be around people that make you feel good. And it's usually a boomerang action. So When they make you feel good, you make them feel good. And it's just this positive cyclical reaction. And so when there's people in your life that make you feel good, guess what you want to do? You want to say, hey, Jim, Bob, Mary, Joe, Scott, want to hang out again this week? We had fun last week. Yeah, great, sure. Let's do something. As opposed to, oh, I want to hang out with you. Oh, okay. What you want to do? And the person, let's say, loads being with you, but they're trying to be polite. Well, what'd you have fun? I don't know. Well, did you have fun last time? To be honest, not really. Oh, well, what would you like to do? Um, I think I'd like to go to an Italian restaurant. Okay, sounds good. And why don't you pick the movie this time? If you want to do a movie, or maybe you want to do something else. You know what? I'd like to go hatchet throwing. Yeah, that sounds cool. So sometimes you need to let your friend drive a little bit and then figure out what they like, and they'll connect back to what you like. But it has to be this ebb and flow, back and forth, back and forth. And when that happens, my fellows and colleagues here, you have a friend. You have a friend. So all these things are traits. Does every person in your life make you feel good about yourself? Like you just want to go back and just run to them and do more things? Or maybe this person makes you so curious about yourself that you want to learn other things, or you want to get involved. That's a good friend. If you're around someone and they don't make you feel confident, they make you feel worried or trembling or troublesome, that's not a friend. That person's probably there because they're using you, or you just haven't found a commonality yet. So you have to figure out quickly, are you guys going to be friends, or is there some other reason for the connection? Or is there no reason that the connection should even exist, right? Remember, we said acquaintances exist because you bump into people and it's a way of being polite, but you're not necessarily going to invite your acquaintances over for dinner. I doubt it. And so your friends you would invite for your dinner, but your acquaintances you wouldn't. And acquaintance is someone that you spend a short amount of time with. You might have their phone number, but you rarely call them. You might say, hey, Mary, Joe, Bob, Scott, just giving you a call. Listen, we're sealing our driveway, and just wondering if it'd be okay if we park our cars in your driveway. Now, you're not friends with them, but you're an acquaintance, and because you're on the same street, your neighbors, you're going to ask them. They might say no, but everybody kind of on the same block is not friends. They're friendly, but they're acquaintances, which means that they know of you. They don't know all about you, and they're not really wanting to do anything or have conversations with you that might imply, let's say, that there's a risk. So they want to have conversations or do things with you that are going to have low risk. Like if, you're going away and saying, hey, could you take my garbage can? Is that a friend? Not really. Could be an acquaintance that does that. More or less, it would be a friend, but an acquaintance could just take your garbage cans in, right? Not really a friend. An acquaintance is somebody that you know by association, maybe because of a softball team, church, or synagogue, or other organization, or charitable group, or your work, right? Or your neighborhood. There's an association. And so because you're part of a common unit, you're acquaintances. But there are times when those acquaintances can become more. For example, let's say you're a member of the local dog park, and you always see Sally and you always see Johnny at the dog park, or Brian, and you can say, talk to them about their dog. But maybe you find a commonality with Joe or Brian, that you both like baseball. And so now that acquaintance has the potential of growing into a friendship because you both have some commonalities. Acquaintances generally don't have commonalities, or the people don't really want to bother to find them. They're just kind of trying to be polite. That's the best way to say it. Ladies and gentlemen, before I say goodbye for the evening, I want to let you know that today was National Bagel Fest Day. And if you're wondering what the heck is National Bagel Fest Day and when and why did National Bagel Fest Day start? Well, that's an excellent question. So, National Bagel Fest Day started in Mattoon, Illinois. Um, it basically came about because Murray Lender was hosting a breakfast for some people in his town, Mattoon, and he made some bagels, and he owns Lender's Bagels, right? But I have to tell you that if you're in the tri-state area, the place for bagels, I mean fresh bagels, is a place called Rockland Bakery. Now they're in New York. From most parts of New Jersey, they're 30 to 45 minutes, but it's worth the trip. You get to see the bagels come right out of the oven, and they are warm and toasty. And I don't know about you, but being able to pick that bagel right off the line, you walk into a room, um, and there's like a hallway, and then they have these little devices that you can literally put your hand in, and it puts a glove right on you, and then you can go walk, so you have that glove right in your hand very easily, like a little bag glove. And I have to tell you, I went there early this morning, and the aroma from the bread, and I couldn't help but pick up two small bagels. I bought some other things too, and then I bought a fresh loaf of bread. It was a little longer than a regular loaf of bread. And so, Bagel Fest Day, I've never been a big bagel fan, but I really embrace these holidays. As you know, I also create all kinds of social media content and interview people. But I have to tell you, being able to have a mini bagel, half the calories. You know what I had today? I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with basically one side of bagel. Peanut butter on half the bagel, jelly in the other. I flipped the half together and I had a peanut butter and jelly bagel. And I got to tell you, I was very happy with that. Didn't need a big thing. I've always told you it's all about moderation, right? It's all about moderation. So Bagel Fest Day is pretty amazing. And so when we think about this, the holiday that started, like I said, by Murray Lender, who owns Lender's Bagels, it was kind of interesting. But I have to tell you something. Where I went today at Rockland Bakery, they make over a million and a half bagels a day. I've never been in a bakery where you can walk into the place. They have a deli, they have a bakery, they have a back that you can just walk right into once you have your glove on, and you can just smell the aroma and you can pick up the fresh baked goods. I mean, I think that is like the bomb. I mean, I think that's amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're enjoying this content. You can always follow what's going on with me by going to believemeachieve.com, clicking on that very top link, which is for John's National Daily video. So it's very easy to find. It just says John's Daily National Day video. And so you can watch not only that one, but other ones. And I also interviewed one of the regional sales people there, which was amazing what he shared with us. So very interesting experience. And, these days give us an excuse to do something, but they also give us the time to be grateful for something that we didn't even know existed. Now, today, I learned from someone else about this bakery, and I never knew till today that they actually boiled bagels before they baked them. Now that's pretty interesting. You might be saying, John, why do they boil bagels before they bake them? Well, so bagels are boiled so that much of the starch, so it produces basically a thicker crust, is what happens, and then the tiny amount of sugar that's still left. or added to the water may aid the formation of crusts, but it's not solely for that reason. So the other question people say to me, John, is why the heck do bagels have a hole in them? Well, bagels are boiled, so where I told you about the gelatin, I talked about that, but why do they have holes in them, right? So they bake small round loaves of bread with a hole in the middle, and the hole was exactly 1/10 the size of the rest of the loaf. When Tsar's soldiers came to collect the royal tithe, the wise men of Kelm presented them with the holes, pointing out that this was the middle portion of the loaf. Just as the Tsar had instructed, the soldiers couldn't argue with this and went away empty handed. Incidentally, in Israel, bagels have much larger holes as protests against the high taxation in the country. Pretty interesting. So this is why they did it. It was to tithe. I mean, I think that's kind of interesting. So this explanation is kind of weird, but it's got some truth to it. And so, why a bagel is dipped in boiling water, and we now know why it has a hole in the middle. They're interconnected. First, the boiling water has a little sugar added to it, which serves to glaze the dough, okay, and give it more of a rich surface texture when baked. And then the heat of the water expands the bubbles in the dough, making it light and airy. The effect limited to areas near the surface, and then the reason for the bagel shape is how that got there, and it maximizes the surface area in relation to volume. So a roll is treated in the fashion like a very lean center, and so I bet you never knew that the reason why we have bagels and why they took the hole. That was just that's very, very interesting that they did that. So I hope you will love, like, support my channel. Definitely do that. Comment below. What does confidence mean to you and a friend? Or how about time? Do you think about the friends you're with? And do all of them make you feel good? Is there any friend you hang around with that doesn't make you feel good? If they don't, why are you hanging around them? Then be sure to tag your friends, colleagues, and associates and share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then be sure to go to my YouTube channel, John Space, E Space, Morley, Space, Serial Entrepreneur. Look for the key phrase, help keep our content free. And make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to buy my team and I a cup of coffee, a delicious savory piece of watermelon, or a delicious vanilla and chocolate twist cone. Either way, we'll be grateful. We'll invest them into new hardware, new technology, new software, new facilities, even new staff to give you the most jaw-dropping motivational content. I really appreciate you following me here, and I hope that you've enjoyed this. And keep following John's Daily National Days. Again, that's John's Daily National Day video at BelieveMeAchieve.com. It's the first one up there. I hope that you really learned something, and that if you didn't know about these things, that you take the time to use these days to enrich your life and try some things maybe you've never done before. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. You know what? I'm going to be back. Yes, I'll be back tomorrow with another great episode just for you. Take care, everyone.